They caught me at 7:15 p.m. parking lot at the K2 parking lot, I believe. They just grabbed me from the mouth, pulled me in, and then from there we went to a apartment location. Then from there we waited for an SUV. They went ahead and switched him over to that car, blindfolded me, laid me down in the middle, blindfolded me. From there we went ahead and switched to another car and then another car. And then finally location was that house in Las Milpas. And so I stayed there. And the next day they woke me up and I was out in some monte place out in the sun for like 7 hours. My thought was like, oh my God, like, I don't know, like I can still remember like being in that situation, struggling, like, going like that. And then finally I realized, you know what, there's no point. I can't get out of this. So might as well just so I just literally just went limp. I was like just take me. What can I do? So I just did that, and when they pulled me to the back, I was just thinking to myself, like, this is it? I'm gonna get killed. Which one of these three is gonna rape me? All these thoughts were just going through my mind, and about my family and friends. Like, it was quite an experience. I cried when I was alone. Like when the guys were, I don't know why, I cried when I was alone because I didn't want to show them I was weak. I wanted to show them that I was strong, that they weren't affecting me in any way. So I didn't want to show them that side of me. So I held in a lot of my emotions when I was in that situation. I was going to because they had, for alarm system, they had hammers in every room. So he left me alone in the room. So I was like, ooh, a hammer. And I was like picturing it, like a whole movie in my head. I was like, okay, hammer, and bashing them and leaving. But then I was like, no, can't do that. So I just waited. I was like, I'll just wait. I just kept my faith up and just had to be patient. Milton, he was the one that released me, went ahead and helped me release. He told me because I was a good person, because the way I handled it was just that, people who get kidnapped, they swear, they cuss at the kidnappers, but I didn't. I did the opposite. I was very kind to them. I cracked jokes with them, kind of get me out of that situation mentally. So I guess they saw me as a good person, and I think that's the reason why I wasn't physically harmed or raped or anything like that. And that's what he told me, you're a good person and I'm going to help you escape. Yeah, I had to keep telling myself, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. Look at the clouds. Because I would peek out a little bit and I'll just be looking out in the clouds. Just be like, okay, just concentrate on the clouds. Just playing with the clouds, really. And just thinking about things, just putting myself away from the actual reality of where I really was. So that's what I was using. Or see them as friends. That's what I was doing. Like, oh, so where y'all from? What do y'all do for a living? Like, cracking jokes with them. And that's how I distracted myself, just having fun in a way, yeah. No, they're just like, what is this girl doing? Like, why are you asking us this? Like, we just kidnapped you, kind of attitude. It's just like, no, y'all, how old are y'all? Like, anything, no, it's gonna be quiet. Okay, that's fine. So, what do y'all want to talk about? And they're just like, what the heck? Like, they're tripping out basically. And I thought it was quite funny. But Milton, for the most part, he was kind. He was nice to me, but he was still disrespectful. The other two, one of them I didn't talk to at all. I was just scared of him. But the other guy, no, sometimes he would be, but sometimes he'll break out, like, wait a second, I can't be her friend, and then, switch to that mode. So that's what's happening. I guess they were like fluctuating between those two states. I do, because in the way my life was totally turned upside down. You know, all A student, now I have a B, and it sucks because it's like I worked really hard for my grades, and after the whole thing happened, me coming back, I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't really focus. I wasn't there in class. I was somewhere else, just thinking about what happened and all that, and so, and then during exams, assignments, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't. It was really hard. In the car, I was thinking to myself, why me? Of all people, like me, why? And I honestly, I don't know. I mean, the monitor said they were looking out for me. They knew, maybe because my car at work, I don't know, they followed me. But I don't know why me. Maybe because I'm small and easy to catch, I don't know. My independence was taken away from me. Like, I was treated like a 17-year-old again. Like 10 years were taken away from me. And I was back to being 17, and parents constantly, where are you? Are you home? Who are you with? And it's like, you need to be home by 11, that's your curfew. And it's like, really? Like, yeah, I understand, but at the same time, it's just really, I just didn't like that. I really didn't. And how my friends were like, where are you? You can't be doing that. You can't be talking to strangers, because I'm very friendly. I'm very outgoing, even till this day. Like, even I'll go somewhere, I'll talk to a random person, a homeless man, and people are like, you don't learn, that's why you get kidnapped. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to change who I am. Like, I have to, like, be nice. It's not fair to the other people, just because, yeah, I'm not going to generalize it to others. As I speak to more people, the more I start to realize that it is very common. And that's, like I said, like, that's the only reason why I decided to go public. It's no point in hiding if everybody's in danger. Someone actually got me a pepper spray. It's like this big. It's like, okay, really? Like, there's no way. Like, I'm not going to pull it out. And it's like, no, because in that situation, the initial grab, you have no time for anything. You have no time whatsoever. So for them to say in there, like, but still, you can still prevent it. It's like, no, like, you don't know really, because it happens really fast. Like, they're, like, you watch movies about, like, kidnapping and the women, like, with two big men, like, doing this. And it's like, it's not that easy. It's not. And they exaggerate on that, and people think it's easy, but when you're in that situation, really it's kind of like a horror movie in a way. I don't hold a grudge, because, you know, it's not their fault, but I wish there was more security. They just told me to calm down, that if I wouldn't calm down, they would hit me. So that's when I was like, okay, I better follow their demand. So that's when, like, there's no point. There's three of them. No, I didn't see the other one back, but it's like, there's two big men. There's no way. So let me just. And I remember, like, when they pulled me to the back, I was telling them, like, my car keys. My car's over there. What are y'all doing? Because I wasn't, like I said, like, I wasn't aware of the kidnapping. I knew about carjacking, but not the kidnapping. So I was just like, what's going on here? Something's wrong. Y'all doing this all wrong. So they're just like, we don't want the car, we want you. And I was like, what? Me? I'm not doing anything. So it was a big shocker, definitely. I haven't. I did speak to Luke, and I was like, well, if you do see her, can you please tell her thank you, because she really did save my life. If it wasn't for her, I don't think the police would have done anything, to be honest, because who would have known? I was very happy to be back, and I wanted to change things. I realized that I need to spend time with family, friends, and travel more. And that's what I'm planning on doing, or trying to at least. The day after, I went to class, and my professor looked at me and was like, what are you doing here? I'm like, school, right? You know, he was like, are you okay? Do you need therapy? Like, no, I'm fine. I can handle it. I can handle it. But it was a practicum class, so there was no students. And then Tuesday, I don't remember, but when I had to go back to class, everybody was just staring at me. Like the room went silent, and it was very awkward for me. I just walked in, I was like, okay, well, this is awkward. Like, I didn't know how to handle that. I was just like, oh my gosh. And I don't think the students knew how to handle it or how to approach me and what to talk about. So it was very awkward for me. It was hard for me to adjust and hard for them to adjust and treat me like they used to. They gave me, I felt, what's that word? Can't think of it. Pity in a way, sympathy, you know, that kind of treatment. And I didn't like that at all. It's like, you don't have to talk to me like that, you know, it was weird. No, there's nothing I could have done. I think the way I handled it really did save my life. I think if I would have been rude or trying to escape, I think things would have come out much worse. So I'm glad I handled it that way, and I wouldn't change it. All my friends, I did not know how many people really loved me or cared for me. So after the whole thing, everybody was texting me, everybody was Facebooking me. It was just, I couldn't believe it. And it was just like, we prayed, we cried, like a whole group in the church was like, really? Like hundreds of people prayed for me. And I was very amazed by that. I was like, wow, I was like, because you're a really good person. I don't think, we couldn't believe it. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Stay calm, look, pick up cues, like listen if you can't see. If you can see, pick up the marks on the person, tattoos, especially tattoos. And yeah, try and remain calm, because if you're calm, you can remember more. Because if you're in that state of panicking, you're not going to remember anything.